Good morning. Good morning. Good to see all your beautiful faces. I love all your beautiful faces. I love these paintings. I love these flowers. I love my husband. I love my children. I love all the trees that we are nestled in here. I love chocolate. I love chocolate. I love the spiritual community. I love you. There's a million ways that we love. There's a million ways that we use this little four-letter word, love. We use it to express what attracts us, what we desire, what we're interested in, what we are attached to, what we're committed to, what we're devoted to. And sometimes some of us use this word love kind of as a tool of manipulation. You know, I love you when you do this for me. And some people use the word love to express possession. You know, I love you, you're mine, and no one else's. Or it's because I love you that I have to do this. You know, I can't let you go. And we know where that kind of thinking leads, right? So when we view love as just a feeling, an emotion, it can get kind of warped pretty easily. We can twist up into knots because of it. It can lead us to make decisions that are not always in our best interest or in the best interest of others. It can cause us to behave in ways that are absolutely not loving. But love is so much bigger than that. So much bigger than an emotion or a feeling or desire. True love really doesn't have an object. It's not really about loving someone or something, right? It's so much more global. True love, the power of love, is a quality of beingness. It's not being in love. It's being love. You know, it's a power. It's a divine power. In the 4th chapter of 1 John, it's all about God is love. And you know, I have mixed feelings about the Bible. But sometimes, sometimes things come through that just feel so beautiful and so true and so elegant, you know. God is love, and those who abide in love abide in God, and God abides in them. So that gets a little closer to what it is. God is love. Love is what God is, therefore it is what we are. It is our essence. We are the power of love in action. Power of love in action. And we connect with that power of love through our heart center. I mean, this is where all the spiritual teachers and gurus throughout time have indicated that this is the place where we are one with the infinite, which is love. It's where Charles Fillmore located the power of love as one of the 12 powers. You know, those 12 powers, they're kind of like chakras, they're access points to our spiritual self. So we connect with that spiritual self through the heart center. We also connect with our humanity. This is where we're in touch with our humanity, the highest place of our human self. You know, I'm sure you've seen now many stories or heard many examples of people who have connected with their highest part of them, you know, reached out and helped those who have been affected by Hurricane Harvey. So many beautiful stories. People just they just open to the largest part of them, their humanity, where they're one with everyone else, and sometimes they risk their lives to save others' lives. Sometimes it's like a disaster like this, that you see this, and then suddenly it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. It doesn't matter if you're white or black or Hispanic or Muslim. It doesn't matter if you're in this country legally or illegally. Suddenly, none of that matters. All of those boundaries just disappear, and all that's left is love. People helping people. People being love in action. People being love in action. It's a beautiful thing to witness. And, unfortunately, sometimes it takes a disaster for us to remember who we are, our oneness. Love is also, as I see it, the essence, the foundation of the universe. That life essence. I often say life is love, intelligence, foundational essence. The love, intelligence, foundational essence. That love essence from which all things are created. The essence behind all of creation. It's what I feel, it's like the energy that guides the planets, that expresses as all of nature. Sometimes I look at trees and I think, that's love. It's created out of love. Or I look at flowers and I think that's love expressing. So you feel that sometimes in nature. It just feels like you can feel that essence if you open to it. You could feel that essence that is behind all creation. It is our essence too. We are love. I am love. Say that with me. I am love. Does that feel true? Does that feel like the essence of who you are? And again, we connect with that essence through that heart chakra. We can focus on that area, that center. We can, as heart math tells us, we breathe through. Imagine breathing through that heart center. We can also imagine the color pink, which is the color associated with that power center, emanating out from us in waves from that heart center out into the world. We'll be doing a meditation on this at the end, and just really on that specifically. But first I want to talk about a couple of the aspects of this power of love. And one is the harmonizing power of love. Harmonizing power. It feels when we are really connected with that divine love within us, that highest place within us, things seem to just kind of work out beautifully in our lives. You noticed? It just takes on events, takes on an energy of harmony. In fact, we can kind of tell if we're centered in love in our heart or not, by how harmonious or not, situations are in our lives. Now, I know most of you know that I have just returned from an epic journey, as my husband says, my own little hero's journey. I took my 2 daughters to have twins, and got them ready, packed up, rented a U-Haul. I took my husband's car and towed a U-Haul behind it, packed it all up, drove them up, one of them to college, one of them got her set up, attended the orientation events, said goodbye, and then continued on up to Boston and got her set up, unloaded, dropped the thing off, and, so all of this was happening, and I have to say, it was so stressful, just the events leading up to this. It was kind of an emotional roller coaster, right? Because here's my human self that is these are my 2 children that are going at once. I'm missing them. And, that feeling, that pain of that loss, which is normal, it's human. I mean, honestly, if I didn't feel that, it would be something wrong with me, I think. So we definitely want to feel our feelings and own our feelings and allow ourselves to feel that. But sometimes when it comes, that feeling nature of love, when it comes from that only human part of us, for me, I know, there's fear that gets kind of, wrapped up in there, and some doubt, a little worry, all those things kind of weave together, and that's not so healthy. So I vacillated between that and then moments of clarity, where my heart is open, I'm connected with a higher energy, my higher self is one with their higher self. I know that this is the best possible thing for them. They're in great schools. They have an opportunity to pursue their passion, to get better at what they love. They're surrounded by people who they're their people, right? They know them. They're making friends already. This is all good, and hopefully they're growing up a little bit in the process. So when I'm connected with that place, I can see it clearly, and I'm filled with joy. But the day that we left on our little adventure, I was anything but in that place. It was just so that week of just getting them together to do it, and the load and the thing, and hauling the trailer, and we left too late, and we got just in the middle of traffic. We hit D.C. right at rush hour traffic. Oh, you all know what this is. You all know what that's like. You've all been there, right? Oh, God, it was so stressful. And we were hungry, and we didn't want to stop because it would add time onto the thing. And so by the time we arrived in Baltimore at our hotel, which it turned out to be in a not-so-good area of downtown Baltimore, we were hungry and exhausted and just burnt, right? And so I'm pulling my car up with the trailer in back to the hotel, and the valet woman, it's a woman, she says to me, "You're not parking that here." And I thought, oh, okay, all right, so breathing. So where am I going? How can I? Well, so she recommended that I drive to this other lot, and I finally found this other lot, and it was full. So I go on back to the hotel, and I say, now what? And she's conferring with all of her other valet people, and they're trying to figure it out, and they finally sort of give me some directions. And I go off in that direction. I never find it. But here I am in the middle of downtown Baltimore, and I am about to blow a fuse. It's just all caving in on me, all the stress of the journey, and the, losing them, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and here I am, what's going on, everything's against me. And at that moment, I had an epiphany. I stopped right in the middle of downtown Baltimore, pulling this U-Haul trailer. I took a breath, and I stopped, and I used the power of will, which we're going to talk about in a few weeks. And this is why it's good to learn all these powers, because sometimes they work better when you work them together. So I used the power of will, every ounce of it I had. And I said, okay, why am I trying to do all this from my little tiny, just only human self? Why am I not opening up to the largest power of the universe, which is available to me? The harmony and the love that guides the entire universe is available to me. Let me practice what I preach. Okay? Oh, so I immediately say affirmations with a lot of passion. There's a lot of energy going, and I'm like, I am spiritual beingness. The infinite power of the universe that guides the planets is guiding me, expressing through me. I open to it. I allow this energy to guide me to the perfect solution to the seeming problem. And so it is. I'm saying loudly, passionately. And so I'm breathing again. And then I drive back to the hotel, and like my heart is open, and I just like, I say, let's just figure out a solution. I'm willing to pay extra. What can we do? And she had completely changed her attitude. Suddenly, she seemed to be willing to just sort of let me maybe park right there. And what had happened is that a space opened up in front of the restaurant, which is connected to the hotel, that's large enough for my car and the trailer. So I just pulled right in and stayed there for the night. Yeah. And I have to say, the rest of the journey went much more smoothly and easily. Just things began to, there were moments and tears and some upset, but for the most part, when I was willing to work it, I mean, honestly, I kid you not, this is work. It's work to stay centered in love. But when we are committed to staying centered in love, things just sort of work. There's harmony and order. Oh my God, we drove on up. We got Juliet all set up, and that was great. And we stayed in New Jersey, which is right across the bridge from Manhattan. Somehow we got this hotel where you could see the New York skyline, the harbor, right across from the harbor. It was the most beautiful thing. It was so easy. We took this ferry into the city, saw this amazing musical where we got to sit on the stage and kind of be part. This is with Olivia, so it was just so much fun, like being part of that action. And then we drove on it, and we didn't have any problems driving up. The rest of the journey was just. So we have to work it. We have to work it. We have to be conscious. We need to be conscious and focused and willing to keep that heart center open and come from that highest place within us that is divine. So I also want to share another aspect of love, which is the magnetizing aspect of love. We can use love as a tool to magnetize what it is we truly desire to have and experience in our life. In fact, it really is, love is, in fact, the magnetizing power that manifests our heart's desires. It's kind of the active ingredient. It's really the secret formula, is that love, is that drawing power. That's what Charles Fillmore says, that love is the drawing power of the mind. So it's not just thinking, it's not just words that are creative. Yes, they're creative. But when we add that dimension of that magnetizing power of love that fuels the words and the thoughts, wow, now we're cooking with gas, right? We got something that is irresistible. So that magnetizing power of love. And when we stay centered at the highest divine aspect of love within us, when we come from that, we can be sure that we are magnetizing experiences that add joy and love and harmony and abundance to our lives. If we're maybe coming from that only humanness in our feeling nature, or maybe we're kind of unconscious, we can maybe magnetize things that are not something we'd like to have, something in our best interest. So we want to make sure that we're coming from that highest expression of the power of love within us, that we're connected with that. Rumi says, "Let yourself be silently drawn by the stronger pull of what you really love." Let yourself be silently drawn by the stronger pull of what you really love. And so we do that, again, by connecting with the heart. We make a conscious Consciously open to that divine power that is of love that is within us. We claim our spiritual identity. And if you want to use that affirmation, I am spiritual beingness, transforming human experience, that we talked about a couple weeks ago, use that affirmation and understand that you are engaging a power, you're engaging this magnetizing power of the universe that creates, guides, and governs the entire universe. This is the power that you're using when you're doing this. And then bring to mind your heart's desire, really, really picture it. Allow yourself to feel the joy that brings when you open to that experience. You can visualize again that power, that energy of pink, that pink light emanating from your heart chakra. You can even imagine it kind of unfolding your heart's desire. And just feel the drawing power of love as it magnetizes that experience into your life. And so in your program, there is a little slip that is the World Day of Prayer, which is coming up soon. I hope you'll all join us for that. And it's a prayer request slip. And I think we're just going to take a minute or two now, and I would ask that you fill that out. And while you're doing that, Mark will come up and play a little bit. So these are prayer requests for people you love, for the world, but also for yourself. Don't forget to don't leave yourself out of this, okay? Put yourself in there. And places in the world. And take a moment, connect with your heart center. And let's just take a minute or two and fill out that prayer request. So I invite you to take that prayer request slip and bring it to your heart. And I'm going to be reading this beautiful meditation for love, this center, Power Center of Love, from Linda Martella-Whitsitt's book, Divine Audacity. All right. I invite you to close your eyes. I focus my attention on the energy center of love within my body and around my heart. To attune to this radiating center of love, I place my hands over my heart while envisioning a soft pink glow emanating from my heart. Divine love is my true nature. I gratefully acknowledge that the well of love can never run dry, for the source of love is eternal. Under the influence of love, I awaken to more love than I have ever known. I call forth the magnetizing power of divine love. My thoughts are magnetic. Whatever dreams I am holding, I send them through the pink light of love. I center myself in the realization that the dreams I have planted and I am devoted to must bear fruit by the magnetizing power of love. I call forth from within me the harmonizing power of love. Love harmonizes my thoughts, words, and actions so that I see things rightly and bring about good. I see myself, others, and all conditions through the lens of harmonizing love. I express love by seeing the good in all. I am the harmonizing power of love. I call forth from within me the unifying power of love. I am divine love, unifying my thoughts, words, and actions until I know only oneness. I see myself in others, others in myself, and God in all of us. For I am one. I send out from within me the pink light of love, blessing me and all people and all of life. I am the power of love, loving. Take a deep breath. All right, and begin to bring your awareness back into the room. Now, you have a choice. You can either hold on to that, or you can put it, fold it up and put it in the prayer box. Lorraine, is that a good place for them to put? That's going to go, it's going to be prayed on during World Day of Prayer, which is Thursday, the 14th, September 14th. So we're all-day vigil. Please sign up for the holding vigil. And this is a great meditation to do while you're doing that. And then the evening we're having an event. So we will be praying all day long over these prayer requests that you have just filled out if you'd like to share them with us. And again, you could put it in the box in the back. All right. Namaste.